Hey, we're doing a quick video. It's not a quick video. We're doing a video on commercial wallpaper. So we have been busy this February 2025 on bidding out commercial projects, which is nice. We haven't done that since pre-COVID. So it's nice to see some of that gaining some traction again. So because it's been almost 5 years since we've been doing a lot of these big commercial jobs, we have a lot of new faces within property managers, building facilitators, that kind of thing that aren't 100% sure or don't know some of the nuances of commercial wallpaper installation, what affects the cost, what we need, etc. So we're just doing a quick list. I'll have this video inside of a blog post also that's really detailed on things you need. But I just kind of wrote some stuff down on a piece of paper just to kind of keep everything top of mind, the most pressing questions. If you have questions that are not on here, leave them in the comments, give us a call, shoot us an email. We'd love to see how we can help you out with those questions regarding commercial wallpaper. So the biggest thing is cost. Cost of commercial wallpaper, it depends on everything. What's the repeat? What kind of booking does it need? How long does it have to sit? Do we have access to use a paste machine, or do we have to hand paste it? Do we have a table, or is there no room for anything? We have to lay down on a floor, which is a pain in the butt. If it's a building, like say downtown Chicago, we have to account for travel time to get to and from, parking, unloading vehicles, elevators, getting up and down, how long it takes to give an elevator. Do we have a dedicated elevator? And then part of it also is the detail of wrapping. So if we're just doing straight walls, it's how many strips we can hang in a given hour. A really good installer with a paste machine with space to set up, a good installer can do anywhere from 60 to 90 yards, 3 big rolls in a given day. If you have helper, you can go more, but 2 rolls for one person with a paste machine is a pretty good clip when you count setting up for the day, taking down for the day, cleaning up walls, double cutting, all that kind of fun stuff. So we're averaging about $80 per hour to do that. So usually about 3 to 4 strips an hour. So again, it depends on the space, what we have, how much disruption. We did a project not too long ago where we were fighting against painters, electricians, HVAC guys, elevator people while we're installing wallpaper. We were not able to hang 3 pieces in an hour. We were lucky if we got 1 piece in an hour. It was a miserable 3 days because we had to work around everybody. I would recommend that because it sucks. Ladder scaffolding. So another job we are looking at now, it's a 30-foot wall. So a 30-foot wall is almost 3.5 pieces of scaffolding and a little plank sometimes. So it depends on the if you have to get scaffolding, you need 3 or 4 people in order to get the paper, be able to put it up there, drop it, hang it, double cut it. You're adding a lot more people to that. So the height of the wall also determines on the cost to install it. And then availability, what time we can get in, hours of operation. If we can only work 6 hours a day, that affects how many sheets we can do in a given day, which affects how long we're going to be there, which affects final cost. I mentioned the scaffold, elevators get put down, machine primer, if we have to prime everything ahead of time. So if the walls are just drywall, if they've never been primed, we're going to put like guards, Roman 977 on there, which actually affects the cost because we have to prime everything before we go. How much wrapping we have to do. So wrapping is, if you go to hotels, some of them are getting away from it, some of them still do. So you have a doorway, the paper gets wrapped in that doorway. It's kind of a pain. It looks kind of goofy, but that's what it is. So you have to wrap that paper around, which goes to how much paper you need, which there's a lot of waste. When you start wrapping inside, outsides, you lose a lot of paper from wrapping to match. You can't technically match patterns sometimes, but you have to be able to get everything around it so it all lines up, at least on the front of the wall. Complexity. Patterns suck. So, straight matches are easy. You're just up, going straight down. If you have to reverse it, it's not too bad. But once you get into patterns, especially with a paste machine, it gets a little more complicated because you can't just pull it, stick it. So if you have a pattern on there, depending on the complexity of the pattern, how tiny the lines are, you spend a lot of time getting that piece lined up to make sure it's all the way good to bottom. And even the best printers, it happens where, because the paper is stretched, it's vinyl, it's heat, it's shrunk, so it has flexibility while it's being printed. You can't guarantee that the pattern at the very top and the very bottom is going to be exact. So usually we use line of sight. 4 to 6 feet is kind of where we want the premium pattern to line up, and then there could be some drift from the top to bottom, just FYI. Overall, if you have to figure out, we put a thing on measuring. I'll put a link in here about measuring. But you want to make sure when we're doing square footage on wallpaper, because pretty much it's how many yards do you need. So we are figuring out square footage of the given wall. We do not exclude from anything. That square footage, after you add it up, and it's length that you need times the height, whatever that is, and then divide by 12.5. That gives you the amount of yardage with waste on there. So that's how we're figuring it out. And then pricing, it's all over the place. But figure $700 a day for an installer to come in for doing commercial wallpaper is a good number to start with. And figure 2 to 3 strips per hour. So if that helps, may not, but again, it gives you kind of where we're at with it. If you got questions on commercial wallpaper, please let us know. Love to see how we can help. Hope you have a great day. God bless, and look at the other video, subscribe, come back for more, ask your questions. We love helping.